Okay, let's begin with a new topic for the web development JavaScript. So this is something different that we have done as per HTML, CSS, and this is the third part that we are trying to cover. Before we move on to the JavaScript, try to first understand these three layers of the web. First one, HTML, that we have just done for the content part. Okay, what actually is your content, your text materials, your images, your data in some tabular structures, forms. We actually deal with the HTML. The next one after HTML, we move on to the CSS part for the presentation, layout, and structure of your web page. So the third part that we are trying to cover is the JavaScript. So JavaScript, it generally deals with the behavior of your web page, how you are going to interact with the user, how user can input in your, let's say, your web page forms, and how you are going to control those data. So these all we will now check with this JavaScript part. So for the JavaScript, so this is the syntax: script type equals to text slash JavaScript, or simply script will do. Then JavaScript code within this we will write. So this is a single line comment, this slash asterisk, your JavaScript codes, and then asterisk slash, this is for the multi-line comment. Okay, what actually is the JavaScript and what are its features? So simply, JavaScript, it's an object-oriented scripting language. Okay, it offers the object-oriented patterns in your programming part. Next one, this JavaScript, the code you write and your JavaScript program can run both on your client side, let's say in your HTML page, or also on your server-side pages. Next one, with JavaScript, we can do some decision-making things, decision-making codes you can write, let's say with if-else, switch cases, and other complex calculation you can do with JavaScript. If you want to validate your data for the users that input through the form controls, you can validate those data. You can also add some animation and additional effects on your elements. So this thing is offered with your JavaScript. Next one, let's say events. Let's say button click is an event, mouse over is an event. If you want to interact with those events in your pages, on your documents, then JavaScript will help you do that. Next one, for the HTML elements, if you want to read HTML elements value, if you want to write values to the HTML elements, or if you want to modify the existing values, you can do with JavaScript. It's open and cross-platform, means in multiple browsers you can run JavaScript. You can also run JavaScript in your mobile platforms. So that's why it's open and cross-platform. Next one, you can interact with the properties of objects, whether it's a window object or whether it's a document object. So there is two ways that you can write JavaScript. First one, you can directly write your JavaScript code being on the same page, or you can just write your JavaScript code in some external JS file and you can include that JS file in your page. So this means external file .js, you will create one file, and let's say you have HTML file. In that HTML file, you are going to include that JS file, which is similar to including your external CSS file that we have already done. So this is the first program that you can write JavaScript for. Okay, HTML, title, body, these things are same. Okay, this script part, you can write this at the head section, or you can write within the body section, both way there should be script as a tag. Okay, within this you will write document dot write your h1, any number of h1, I mean any number of HTML tags you can write within this document dot write. Hello, good day. So this is the one. If I just want to print display this message in my page, I will be using document dot write. Document is the object and this write is the function, or you can refer as a method. Okay, whatever text you pass on within this write, it will be displayed in your page. This alert hello, so this will display hello in the form of some alert dialog box. Okay, so starting with the basic thing, for any of the programming language, we generally start with statements, comments, and variables. So statements you can generally refer as each line of code which is separated by something new line, or it is also separated by a semicolon. This means each of your lines should be terminated with a semicolon. So next one, comments. For the comment, if you do not want to show your code, then you can comment. For the single line, you will have double slash, and for the multi-line, you will have slash asterisk and asterisk slash. So this is simple for the comment. So variable means if you want to store some data or hold some data, then you can use a variable. So this is the term that you can also find this in most of the programming language. Okay. So in our case for the JavaScript, we will be using the keyword as var. So variables, we can also distinguish them as a local or global. Local means the scope of this will be within the particular block only. Global means you can use that variable within the whole program, or maybe within the same page you can refer, or within some different pages. So this is how you can declare a variable. Var is the keyword, name is your variable name. So this way you can declare your variable. If you just want to assign some value for that variable, then var a equals to 10, or your variable name equals to whatever value you like. See, var a, this is just a declaration. If you just use equals to and some value, then it will be initialization of that particular variable. So variable data types. So for the variable, we will be storing different type of values. Maybe it's a number. Okay, for the number also you can have some integer number. Integer means the fixed number without any such point values. So those generally belongs to the integer category. Okay, float means the point value. In this example 4.5. So whenever you get some decimal point values, then it will be float values. So next category of data type is string. String generally is the collection of some characters or the text. Boolean means the true and false value, whether the value is yes or no. So JavaScript is a loosely typed language. This means whatever value you put in your variables, it will take that particular data structure or that particular data type. So operators. So these are the categories of operators. First one is arithmetic operator. For the arithmetic operator, we have these symbols: plus for the summation, okay, minus, this is for the subtraction, asterisk, this is for multiplication, this slash sign, this is the division symbol, okay, percentage, so this is modulus, and a double plus plus, so this is increment that particular variable with plus 1. Similarly, minus means decrement operator. So these all comes to the arithmetic operator group. Next one is the comparison operator. We can have less than, okay, greater than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to, double equals to, okay, equals to, this is generally read as, okay, then this is not equals to. These all belongs to the comparison operator. Logical operator, for the logical operator we have this and, okay, or and not symbol. There might be some cases that you need to compare the two values, and you again need to check with whether both of the conditions are true, then you need this logical operator. Next one is the assignment operator. Okay, assignment operator is equals to, plus equals to, minus equals to. This means you are going to check this with from the left part and the right part, they are going to do some summation with the plus, minus with the subtraction, asterisk as multiplication like this, then percentage, this is for the modulus or the remainder, you can think. So the last one is the conditional or the ternary operator. So the symbol is this question mark, and then semicolon will be used to check. If the condition is true, then do this, otherwise else do this. So this is how you can write using this operator. So after this, there might be some cases in your program that you need to make decisions. Okay, to make decisions, any of the programming language, they offer two approach. One is if and else statement, other is switch case statement. So in a diagram, we just start our program, okay, then we encounter some condition. If this condition meets, then it goes to the true statement. Okay, if the condition is true, then it goes to the conditional statement true path, otherwise it goes to the false condition statement and your program will be terminated. So this is how you control the program flow. So if else, you can also categorize this into these three categories. If statement with just an if statement, if and else statement means if this, so this is the statement, else then other statement. So next one is if, else if, and else. So you can have any number of else if between the if and else. So this is the three way that you can write for the if and else statement. So your syntax is like this. If your expression or your condition, if this is true, then the statement within this if block will be executed. So this is how you can write your syntax. So let me show you with some examples. So in this example, see, we have variables as n1, n2, n3. n1 is equals to 10. We assign a value 10. For the n2, we assign a value 20. Then n3 is equals to n1 plus n2. Now see, if you just try document.write, then sum plus sum. Now this will give you, see, the sum value is now 30. So it will print sum as 30. Similarly, document.write, this is line break PR, sum of n1, which is 10, and so this is string text, plus this n2, which is 20 and is, then plus this is, the plus means you are trying to concatenate your string with your variable values. Then plus n3, which is 30. Okay, in this case, see, can you find anything that I need to replace this n3, or I need to replace this sum? So instead of this sum, there should be n3. Okay, document.write line break. If n3, we also managed to write some conditional statements. If n3 greater than or equals to 30, n3 is 30, which is true. So document.write, this will print greater or equals to 30. If this is not greater than or equals to 30, it will print document.write condition not satisfied. So I want you to go with this example first before we move on with the other examples. So try this. I'm sending this in some group chat. So get the code from the script, okay, from here up to the script close, and then let me know. Okay, you can take a few minutes. So I have sent this to group everyone in the meeting. Okay. Now I think this will do. This is my code. Run your code. So this thing you need to correct. Okay. Okay, for any of the era, you can find this here. Let me do the same thing, okay? Browser. See, it showed some error in your console code on cut reference error. Some is not defined. You just need to correct this to end 3. Okay, try this. Sum is 30. Okay, sum of 10 and 20 is 30. You are also checking with the if else statement greater or equals 30. Let me know whether you get the output or not. Okay, how are you all doing? So this should be N3. So it's done. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can hear.
Are you done with this example?
Yes, I am done.
Okay, can I move? Let's
Yeah.
go ahead. So this is simple, okay? We just created three variables as n1, n2, n3, like this. So for the console, see, better you have this code in a file like this, okay? So name it as your file name.html, write the things here. Then for the console, better you just use to print your output like this. If you want to show this result in the console part, see, this way also you can do console.log, then the value or whatever text you want to print. So I just want to check this in my browser, which is Chrome I'm using. So I just press F2 valve. So I just refresh. So this value 30, this is on the console part of your browser. Okay. But for now, you just use the console to view your output, the result. So if our meeting ends, please reconnect with the Zoom. So this example, see, another example where n equals to parse int prompt enter a number. Now in this example, I am using the prompt dialog box so that user can input this value, okay? Then document.write, you just want to show you entered the value for the n. Let's say I just entered 10 because see, I need to do parse int because the whatever value I entered into the prompt dialog box or the text field, those will be string. So I need to convert them to the particular type. Let's say if I just want to get the integer, then I'll be using parse int. Okay, let's say I just enter 10. I want this to be converted to the integer. Then now where n will hold 10 as the integer. Then you are going to display document.write. You entered this value. You also try to show with the console.log. Okay, you entered like this. Then if n is less than 10, document.write greater than 0, else if n less than 0, okay, if n is greater than 0, you can also try with this if, else if, and else condition. Okay, document.write. So if n is greater than 0, you can just display document.write greater than 0 like this. Else if your n value, which is less than 0, you can show document.write and this is less than 0. Else you can show document.write which is equals to 0. So this way you can do if you have else, if, and other conditions. So for the multiple conditions, we'll be using else if. So other thing that you can do for the conditional statements or the controlling flow programs, you can also do with the switch case. For the switch case, this is the syntax. switch, you will have the expression, you will have a condition like this, case condition 1, case condition 2. Like for the condition 1, you need to write statements and break. Similarly, for the condition 2, statements and break. Similarly, other conditions, okay, then the final condition, statements, break, and the default statements. So this is how you need to write as a syntax for the switch case statement.
त्यो बन्द गर्दा ठ्याक्कै बन्द गर्दा म यहाँ हेर्छ अनलाइन क्लास जोइन गरिरहेको छु कि अनलाइन क्लास जोइन गरिरहेको छु के बजाइरहेको थियो म झ्याप्पै तान्दिउँ थियो
So if you just want to check this block diagram, for this, we start with this point. You will have some expression, means some value you're going to pass. If it matches with the case 1, it goes to the case 1 and it will execute the code blocks within the case 1. And this should be terminated. Okay, so that's why we are using the break statement here. Similarly, for the case 2, if you happen to match with the exception, then it goes to this code block 2 within the case 2. Similarly, for the case 3 like this, okay, if all of these cases, if it does not match, it goes to the default statement, and this ends the statement. So this is the example. Let's say we have a variable grade equals to A, switch grade. This means we are trying to pass the value as A. Now it check with the cases. Case A, your value matched with this, okay? You are passing A means case A, this is matched, and it will print document.write, you got A like this, and you will break this switch, okay? If you just manage to pass, let's say grade equals to D, then it checked for case A, it does not match, okay? Case B does not match, C doesn't match, okay? For D, it matched and it goes to this case D block, document.write, and it will print got D, and it breaks the switch. Okay, if you just manage to pass, let's say grade equals to Z, it checks for all of these cases. None of the case matched, so it goes to the default statement, okay? It will print document.write, then you are printing unknown grade like this. So anything, if you're not clear with this, so we can check this.
So document, sir.
Okay,
document write हामीले सबै टाइप गर्नै पर्छ त document write गटे गरेर सबैमा केस ए केस बी गर्दै
document.write भनेको सिम्पली मैले देखाउनुको लागि हो. अर्को वे भनेको चाहिँ मैले सपोज भेरिएबल राखेर
त्यो माथिको त्यो
होल्ड गराएर पनि गर्न सकिन्छ. फर नाउ document.write गरेर प्रिन्ट गर्ने भनेरै बुझ्दा हुन्छ. मलाई अहिले जहाँसम्म लाग्छ प्रोग्रामिङ बेस अरू प्रोग्रामिङ ल्याङ्ग्वेज आफूहरूले गरेको छैन है अहिलेसम्म.
छैन सर.
I think this is the first programming language that you are doing. Right? So त्यही भएको हुनाले म चाहिँ यो प्यारलली आफूहरूले पनि गर्दै जाओस् भन्ने चाहिँ मैले पनि त्यही एक्सपेक्ट चाहिँ गरिरहेको छु है. स्लोली जाउँ, केही छैन है. So if you want, say, let me replace this with the code. So for the decision making, either I can follow if else statement or I can just go with this switch case statement. alignment पनि यसै गरी मिलाउन खोजेँ. Okay. If my grade is A, first try with the example. So got A भनेर भन्यो. If यदि मसँग break, I just commented. So see what will happen. I just load my page. Got A, got B, got C, sabai आयो. So that's why you need to do break. If any of the condition matched, any of the cases matched, मैले चाहिँ break चाहिँ गर्नै पर्छ. If let's say this is Z or whatever, then this is unknown grade, which is fine. Okay, try to change the value to F. It should give me failed. So this is the case. Okay, you can give a try if you want. So try to remember with the syntax. So switch, this is your keyword. Okay, this grade, this is your expression, or this is your variable. So there you should define those cases which matched with the variable values you passed in the switch.